Hi there, Mr. Ed here for a special episode of Mr. Ed Draws, and in this episode I'll be asking the question, are artists of the future going to be computers? So I was watching a video on YouTube, and right before the video rolled there was an ad for Taylor Brands, and I was like, what? No, it was like AI doing logos for people, and I saw the logos that they were making and I wasn't particularly impressed, and maybe I'm biased, and that was just from the ad, but I definitely had to check this out. I mean, you know, as a business person and an artist, working artist, I need to know, because I do logo designs as part of some of the art that I sell. So I was really interested in this. So I went to the website and I entered in Mr. Ed Draws here with the additional tagline of on YouTube, and I want to see what it does for me. So hopefully you'll stick along and see what this does and whether or not it scares you as an artist. So on the next page you're asked to describe your business, and they had an example, and I kind of used the language in the example. They used plural pronouns and stuff like that. I thought that it would just work best with the AI that's going on, the algorithms that are going to be operating in the background to figure out what you would like to have as a logo. So let's go to the next thing here. So if you look at almost any logo, you'll find that they, by and large, will fit into one of these three groups. Now there of course are outliers, but this is typically what you see. You'll have an icon based, or a name and font based, or just an initial and font based. So I'm more interested in as much art as this platform can provide through its AI. So I'm going to click this icon based one here, and it asks if I want to do an abstract shape or search for an icon. Now let's do the abstract shape first. So it's now wanting to basically know what kind of font style. And when I was designing logos, this would take up about 95% of my time, was looking for just the right font and conferencing with the client of whether or not the font was suitable. And sometimes it would just boil down to whether or not there was a serif, like a little tick on the corner of a font, or not. So on occasion I would have to design my own font, and it's costly, it's expensive. So this may save people money if they don't want to pay for that kind of thing. But usually the people that I've dealt with in the past that are adamant about a certain font really aren't concerned with how much it costs. So in these, I'm just going to go by my own personal aesthetics here, and I think this is easier to read than that. And I'm always for readability in a logo, unless it's identifiable already. You need to be able to see basically what it is. That's, if you're small and just starting out in business, it's best for people to be able to read your name, then recognize your brand image, and that's going to come a little bit afterwards. That's kind of what I follow. So I kind of like grunge over extrude and shadow, and I like simpler scripts. I like soft rounded as opposed to the cornered. Not so much on the thinness. I don't like the big balloony stuff either. I think I'll go for thin in this case. That visibility, I think, is a problem here, so I'm going to go with, I think this might be more visible. Again, visibility. I'll take visibility over style in most cases. So I logged in here through Facebook, so I really hope this is blasting my wall with Facebook posts about Taylor Brands. I really do hope that's happening. So here's the examples that it's given here, the most notable in its assumption. Wow, it had a really hard time with me. Look at those, not a very high percentage match. I've done this will be my third time of making a logo, just planning out my video here, and my very first run through, I had 90% matches, 80% matches, pretty much all the way through this. And now it's dropped considerably. I'm just afraid to speculate what's going on here. I really do. But I think this is a horrible, horrible choice. Again, no one knows what's happening. I do like this font, and I do like that little bit of weirdness right there. It's kind of eye-catchy. I like this, but it's kind of Disney-ish. So, I think it may have been done. Marriott cookies. I'm not sure. I don't know, guys. What do you think? If you follow Mr. Edrals, then you might have some sense of what would be a good logo. And I'm not sure I see anything that's really apt there. So I wonder what edit logo is going to let me do. I haven't gone this far here. So it's going to probably, it's going to let us create some of the, we can change this to red. And so, I'm not going to buy that one. So let's go back. Okay, I've gone all the way back to choose icon shape, and this time I'm going to search for an icon. And what I suspected is clip art. Now, I don't have any problem at all with clip art. I use clip art. If I'm going to use clip art in a client's work, I'll usually use it as a base and then modify it in some way. Change it so that it's my own. The problem I have with clip art is that you could find your clip art image in your logo and somebody else's clip art image in their logo. So I would just like to avoid that altogether. And if I do use something that's provided already, that's stock, I'll customize it in some way. So let's see what they have under art. It's a pretty general, really general concept, but you can see they have all the pretty much your common, Creative Commons licensed graphics there. So not particularly impressive, but I can see in the near future an artificial intelligence program, a deep learning program, drawing something, customizing. Like, say you click this image, I could see AI taking this rough image here and then putting its own artificial intelligence style on it based on the data points that you've selected and whatever things that you've clicked through, like the fonts in the previous part of the video. So I like the palette there. Let's click through that, and let's see, we're going to go here through the font lists again, and it has an I dislike both here. So let's see what happens there. Now, I'm glad I did that because I like that one. And dislike both, dislike both, dislike both. I'm hard to please. Let's see what happens. Wow. I just don't know what to say. That one's okay, I guess. It's kind of Bob Rossy, I guess. I don't know. Let's say that icon, of course, is going to be reoccurring. It's still sticking to that initial. It's giving you one of the initial logo options in addition to the other ones there, but I did get a higher match here. So there you have it. Logo designers, you're going out of business. Look at all the stuff I can put my logos on now. Mr. Edral's t-shirt. Anybody? I can tell you that looking at this shirt here, I look like if I wore this shirt, someone would be wanting me to turn down their bed, straighten up their hotel room. They probably won't be asking me to paint them a picture. So as far as the number one, I think that's a scratch. I'd have to go with this one. Let's see how that looks on my shirt. Now it looks like I'm about ready to paint cracks in drywall. I don't know. Anyway, there you have it. If you guys are interested, you can go to Taylor Brands and check out what they can do for you in terms of a logo. They probably have a zillion fonts like any graphic designer has. They probably don't have the custom fonts that a graphic designer might have. And they're not going to be able to tweak these icons the way a graphic designer can. So I think in those terms of really refined customization, a human being is just far outstripping this one here. But this is its infancy, and this will grow in complexity as deep learning becomes more complicated and has more data to refine itself with. So definitely something to keep an eye on if you're an artist looking to go into design as a career. If you're thinking about paying $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in university fees to get into a field that may not exist by the time you get your diploma, you may want to pay attention to this. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're new here, I have all kinds of videos. I cover all kinds of subjects about art, and they're all on my channel, of course. Be sure to click subscribe if you want to be notified when I upload, and if you like the video, please thumbs up it, of course. So until next time, you guys, take care.